Welcome guys to another absolutely ridiculous puzzle. Now here it's white to move, but all of these pieces here are just blocked by these pawns and the bishop, right? So how the hell is white able to win with just a lone queen against an exposed black king? Because it is well known that just a piece against a king cannot checkmate him. Of course, okay, this would be possible if there were black pieces blocking the escape squares of the king, but this isn't the case. Even a piece as strong as the queen, just checking the king will lead to absolutely nowhere. Even if the king goes to the corner, you know, the king is always able to escape. So yeah, this seems absolutely crazy. But as you probably know, this is that time where you should definitely pause the video and try to figure this out. Now, if you can't find the winning idea, I will still give you a hint, but yeah, try your best. Okay, so hope you gave it a shot. Now, I was saying I was going to give a hint, and that hint is, well, like we discussed, we cannot really checkmate the king alone with the queen, so we probably need to do something about this weird piece formation going on here. And that thing is that maybe we can unlock one of these pawns to, you know, just push forward and become a queen. And okay, taking this pawn seems absolutely pointless because then the bishop retakes and we're definitely not winning that. So perhaps we can, you know, eventually take this bishop, and after the pawn takes, this pawn goes free and yeah, we just win. That's really not the case here because the king is just gonna take it. Actually, this would be stalemate. Even if, for example, king here and black takes, this is just a stalemate. We have no moves. At least we don't lose. But, you know, we can definitely do better. So this is the idea, to sacrifice the queen and open this pawn's line. And if you haven't been able to figure it out, again, I recommend you to pause, because now I'm going to reveal the final solution. Well, the last ingredient here is just mixing, you know, sacrificing the queen to promote this pawn with a way to push this king as far away as possible. Because the problem with this variation is that the king was just easily in time to catch his pawn. So perhaps even though the queen cannot directly checkmate the king, maybe she can just push him away. And the way we can do this is actually pretty cute. We start with queen to h7, you know, completely restricting the king. And this pattern here is just incredibly important. This pattern here, where the queen is like a knight distance away from the king, is actually the key to solving this puzzle. Because, you know, the king, the blacks literally only move is to go to e8. And then we just keep repeating this. We keep staying a knight's distance away from the king, right? The king is always forced to the left. But at last, once it reaches h8, we cannot really continue because, well, this would be a disaster. This would just be a stalemate. So here we have to get creative. So you may ask, of course, now we go back. King goes back and we take. After black takes, we can easily push the pawn, right? Well, not really, because the king is just in time, and we cannot really make a queen because, again, this is just a draw. So how the hell are we going to do this? And the fact is, we need to get even more creative than pushing the king to the left, going back and taking the bishop. What we actually have to do is push the king even further away so that he isn't in time to stop our pawn promotion. And the way we can do that is actually pretty creative also. You have to find this idea with queen e8. You know, this forces the king up, of course, but now we continue that pattern with the knight distance away from the king, and this is just absolutely incredible. But the idea is that we slowly but surely push the king down. Now the king has several options, but let's suppose it stays in the same line, you know, just trying to delay the inevitable. The problem is we can again go, you know, an L distance away, and the king will slowly be forced down. We stay again a knight distance away, and as you can see, this will just play out to perfection. I'm not going to paint the squares anymore. You can see the idea. We just repeat this and the king will eventually be forced down. And once it reaches the first rank, we can finally go hunt this bishop. Because now, even if the king tries to run as fast as he can, he isn't in time to stop the pawn by just one move. But one move makes all the difference. And yeah, in the end, we can make a queen. And we can simply collect these pawns. And we just win the game. So this was how to solve this absolutely insane puzzle that looks just like a draw at first glance. Now, hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, and catch you in the next one. Ciao!